Yo, what is good in the hood? Everybody that's tuned into the Basement Ballers live stream this week, we are going to be talking about Premier League and all that, but I hope everyone's having an amazing Sunday. It is Sunday, August 27th, 2023, and match day 3 in the Premier League and in all leagues all across Europe has been completed. So we are ready to talk about that. Me and my good friend slash cousin slash co-host slash Hadi, Brahim. So if you guys are ready for that, I hope you guys are ready to enjoy that and come, get involved, talk, chat. You already know, like, subscribe. If you guys see the little subscriber count, we're trying to get to 100 at some point. So hopefully you guys, if you guys do enjoy, you guys let your friends know and all that. And yeah, get ready for the Premier League live roundup, plus also La Liga stuff, and maybe a little bit of Bundesliga, even though, to be honest, we haven't really been keeping up too much with that stuff. But we're ready to go. When you guys are ready to go, let's go. Let me get Brahim in the call, and then we'll get started. I hope everybody that is joined is having an amazing Sunday, though. Had an amazing weekend. We had a pretty good weekend last couple of days, obviously. Just obviously watching football and enjoying some decent weather. I mean, like, it wasn't amazing, but at least it wasn't like storming and raining, which, we can always take away as being a positive. There's Brahim. Yo, Brahim, what's good, brother? We are live.
What's poppin'?
Let me just get you in a nice, cheeky little cute ass angle. No,
Just turn on your camera, by the way, because I don't see you.
no, one sec, bro, one sec. Here, one sec. Let me try calling you, okay?
Okay.
One sec. Why does it do that? Okay.
You know what? It's okay. Just you can start.
No, no, no. I mean, my camera's good, bro. You can see me. Let me just turn on my camera for you. There we go.
There you
Cool. All right. Now you are part of the podcast. Everyone can see your beautiful face, and we're ready to go. By the way, before we get started, guys, just a few shout outs. Our TikTok is popping off. We are so close to 1,000. So, guys, go follow that. Give us your thoughts and stuff on some of the videos we make. I just posted a video, obviously, about like what happened with Liverpool, and then Brahim has been posting some Messi stuff, some Arsenal stuff, some Barcelona stuff, what have you. Go give us a follow. We're at like 800 some, and we're trying to get to 1,000 so we can start doing live streams and stuff. And yeah, I don't know if Brahim wanted to mention anything on that, but
yeah, just go look it up, guys. Make me realize my dream of being famous and hanging out with Katy Perry.
oh, damn. All right, this brother wants to hang out with Katy Perry apparently for whatever reason. But also, there's that. There's Twitter. If you guys want to follow us on Twitter, we do tweet quite a bit. You guys check that out. And then also, we have our Basement Ballers Academy Discord page. You guys want to join that, be part of the team. And then I'll do a little bit of demonstration after this, after we talk about our Premier League stuff, about like what's going on with the Basement Ballers Academy. Show you some of the channels we got and everything. But that's a lot of fun, honestly. We just started that up recently, so go check that out. And without further ado, let's start with our Premier League talk. Brahim, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's obviously start off with our first match of the week, which is Chelsea and Luton. I'm not sure if you got a chance to watch this one.
I did. I watched the whole thing.
Good. All right. So this was a interesting game because Chelsea had just come off a loss from West Ham last weekend, and but despite that, we were all pretty sure that Chelsea was going to win this game, right? We just didn't know how. Like, I guess we didn't have a vision as to how they would accomplish it, but they did anyway, right? So Chelsea wins that game 3-0 with a bit of a, I don't want to say Raheem Sterling masterclass, but it was a bit of like shades to his old self, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What was it? It was, yeah. I mean, yeah. The first goal, I believe, he literally went past like two or three dudes, then just scored it. The second goal, yeah, it was an assist by the dude Gutso, or I don't know.
yeah.
And then the Nick Jackson. All I'm gonna say about this Nick Jackson dude, I want to say this because so I've been watching him a bit because obviously you hear Chelsea fans talking about him a lot, talking about like, oh, he's generational, this, that, whatever, and it makes me realize how bad like they've been starved of a striker of any
Hmm.
decent quality for years. Because look, I watch Nick Jackson. Like he's good. Don't get me wrong. His movement's good. His link up plays good. Blah blah blah. But like he still looks kind of like, how do I say this? Now maybe it's just because new team is adapting, whatever. But he still looks a bit
Clunky.
like clunky. Yeah,
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 I see that. Like even I don't know if I'm pretty sure it was this game where he had a couple of attempts at like doing like a back heel pass or like just like
yeah.
and just being like a little bit lost out there. Not now, obviously, like to give credit to the brother, like he just started and like he had a pretty solid preseason and everything, and I'm sure he will adapt. But I think he's good for what they paid for him, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, they only paid 30 mil for him, so honestly, like in this day and age, even if he doesn't do that well, it's only 30 million.
100%,
I mean,
hundred
with the
percent.
money Chelsea be spending, that's pocket change.
His pocket change. But
So
I think the funniest part was Chelsea and Chelsea fans have been so starved of a win that they celebrated this like a Champions League victory, bro.
yeah, well, I mean, bro, what do you expect? I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw some shit that this is their first home victory since what was it, March or May? I'm not gonna
Bro,
I think it was
apparently
May.
they've only won 5 of their last like 30.
30. No, well now they've won. Well, with this victory, they've won 6 of their last like 32
Yeah.
or something. Apparently,
Um.
they've only won 2 or 3 games. Apparently, they've won only 2 games since Enzo Fernandez got signed.
Damn. But
That
he's honestly like he's the kind he's very good. Like honestly, he's very
yeah,
good.
he's good,
He's
man.
been their best player to be honest. And I don't even think it's that close.
Look, me. I mean, here's the thing with Enzo is that he's very good. Well, I'm not gonna say he's like, well, okay, he is being overrated by Chelsea fans because he's very good. But keep in mind, okay, for the way they're talking about him, like, oh, generational, he's this and that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, I don't care how bad your team is. If you have a generational talent on your team, you're not supposed to be not like lose or draw as many games as they have since he's been there. That's if he's
Yeah.
generational. Keep in
Facts.
mind, they're saying the word generational. He's insanely good. Don't get me wrong. He's very good. But them saying generational, I'm just there and I'm like, okay, well, if he's generational, they should not have finished 12th. I mean, they signed him when they were like ninth. So if
Facts.
he's generational, why'd they finish 12th? Like, you feel me? That's just my opinion.
No, I agree. I agree. Like obviously, Chelsea fans are quick to overrate. I mean, like they were even comparing what's his Gattuso? Is it Gattuso or
Good so good. Good so
Gutso?
yeah.
They were talking about oh he's better than Trent. I mean, like bro,
Yeah, I mean,
like
like also
just
the thing with
dickheads, bro.
Chelsea fans that pisses me off is that they're like, oh, like I saw one dude say, oh, we have the best right back set of right backs like in Europe or in the league or some shit. I'm just there and I'm like, okay. And it's the same thing when they say that, oh, Reece James is the best right back in the world or some shit. I'm like, okay, first of all, you can't be the best right back in the world if you play for 10 games a season.
100%.
Like it pisses me off because they're all like, "Oh, Reece James is this, Reece James is that." I'm like, bro, Reece James is a bum, brother. He's on a hospital bed more than he is on the pitch. Like,
Well,
stop this.
exactly. Like that's what's frustrating because like I know what they're talking about in terms of potential talent, like and I see it when he plays, right? But like, how can you even like for example, a lot of their argument is like putting Trent down and like obviously some of it is merited. Don't get me wrong, right? But talking about like this is England's number one right back. It's like, bro, number one right back out doing what? Like warming up the bench, like how could that? How could he possibly be England's number one? Like Wan Bissaka is probably ahead of him, because of his injury record, right? So like anyway, it's a bit of
Uh,
a sticky
I would,
situation.
I wouldn't say. I would prefer to take a 50% Reece James than 100% Wan
I
Bissaka.
don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that. I mean, like, listen. Do United fans overrate Wan Bissaka, especially after like his last like purple patch last season? Yes,
What purple patch, man? He prefer. That's the thing. It's like these fans, like some of these fans have been starved for years, man. They look at a right back who can defend decently and like kind of go up forward with like one nice pass from time to time. They're like, oh my god, look, purple patch. Ten Hag has improved them so much. Like, you feel me?
yeah.
Like,
I feel you, bro. I feel you. But Chelsea's next fixture is on the second, which I want to say is
that
next
would be
Saturday. Next
next Saturday.
Saturday.
Who do
Yeah,
they play against?
they're playing against Forest. So that like you know,
Was it home or away? It's probably away, isn't it?
let me do a
I'm
quick
assuming
check.
yeah, it's home. It's at home.
It's at home. Yeah, so I mean that should be a victory for them, honestly. Like, um, but yeah, I mean, I guess you never know with the Premier League these days. Anyway, let's move on. So are we also okay? Well, let's also talk about Real Madrid since we're already here, because that was also on Friday, and it was a bit of a tough game for Real fans to swallow because they saw Vinny like go down. Um, and then they were basically like tied with Celta Vigo for most of the game until Jude Bellingham's like goal in like the 80th minute, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I have some shit to say about that, I think we should save it just for later for when we get, because for the La Liga portion, because okay, you didn't watch the game because Liverpool playing at the same time. I'm assuming you saw the score. Did you see the Barca game or not? Like the score?
No, actually, I haven't had a chance. 4-3. Okay, cool. All right, yeah, we'll
Ah,
save that, I guess, for La Liga talk. Yeah,
insane game. It was an insane game.
yeah, bro. I
We'll
mean, I
talk.
checked halftime and it was like 2-2, I think. So they
Yeah,
were
well,
going at it.
yeah, so we'll talk about that after. Let's move on to Premier League. So okay, we covered Chelsea.
Okay, so we
Now,
got Chelsea. Let's go to Saturday's games, starting off with
I
Tottenham
think
versus Bournemouth.
first game was Tottenham Bournemouth. Well, considering it was at 7 a.m., I didn't actually watch it.
No, no, no. I think most people in Canada that are in their right mind, unless they're Spurs fans. I mean, even Spurs fans probably fell asleep. But
Yeah,
listen,
2-0 over Bournemouth. Good performance.
yeah, listen. Spurs have come out the gate swinging. You even have started to have talks of are Spurs better without Kane? Now, do I think that's a ridiculous claim
Oh
to make?
yeah,
Yes. Like
no,
just
no, that's Kane scored 2 goals today.
yeah. No, no. Listen, it's obviously a stupid claim to make. However, do I see that maybe under this new manager, especially because the players seem to like this new manager, that they're playing a lot more cohesively, a lot more as a unit. They're not necessarily relying on one player, rather they're relying as like a team effort kind of thing. Yes, I do see that, right? But what I will say is so far James Madison is looking like potentially like one of the signings of the season for and I know it's
James
obviously
Madison.
good game 3, but like
Nah, he's looking. Well, I mean, only for 40 million. He's not. Yeah, he's
that's what I'm
looking
saying.
good.
Like you're talking about price and value for your money kind of thing, and you're looking at James Madison because he's just been like doing it for them, man. Like
He's
um yeah.
like that was good. But like you expect Tottenham to beat Bournemouth, probably. So like it wasn't too shocking. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna say anything right now because like new manager, whatever. Like okay, under Mourinho for the first like 2-3 months they were cooking under him, and then look how that turned out. Under
Hmm.
Conte, same thing. I'm not gonna say anything. The only thing I will say that. Well, if I'm a Spurs fan, I'd be like more hopeful and optimistic. It's just the fact that they look like they got an identity now. That's
Yeah.
all I said. They like they look.
What kind of play style do you see them like thriving under?
Well, right now, well, they're playing what's his name? Well, even after Spurs beat Man United 2-0 to what was it last week or 2 weeks ago or
Yeah, last
whatever.
week, yeah.
Gary Neville was basically saying that like and just kind of trying to copy Pep or
Yeah.
whatever. So then today in the press conference when the reporter was asking him like oh like what's making your team play so good or whatever like or something like that, he's like, oh, I'm just copying Pep. Like yeah, basically you can get like well you can guess from that he's basically trying to copy like yeah they basically play like a nice brand of football, which like it looks good. I mean, look, I told you, I said this last week because their team, a lot of their like star players are relatively young, you could say. Then this team could be a team that's formed into like his image. Like a lot of the players aren't his players, yes, he didn't buy them, but like they're still young, so this team could be formed in his image.
Yeah, like he can develop like players to,
Because you
to
have
play under his play style.
Richarlison is still like 25, Madison who's like 25, 26. Kulusevski isn't that old. Son is, I think, the oldest player they have. He's like 31.
He's
I think.
31, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Basuma, Sar, Romero, Van de Ven, Porro, all these, like they're not. Their team is relatively like young. I'd say. Like I mean, Pedro Porro was 23. Gee, I
Hmm.
thought he was older. So yeah, Pedro Porro was 23. But yeah, anyways. So I see. Like that's why I said I think Spurs are gonna finish fourth this year because to me, without them having any European football to worry about, I think that they could get top four for sure.
Hmm.
Right?
Yeah, bro.
Now, these next 2 games are the interesting ones. Man United Forest game. So I'll let you start off with that one.
Okay, so I actually, funny enough, had these games on both my screens. So I was listening to the Arsenal game, but then I was like kind of like watching the United game on the side, right?
Yeah.
So we'll start off with United because that one was obviously very interesting. You had Forrest come out the gate swinging like, bro, like this is United, but this is like the Walmart or Wish edition of United, right? We're gonna go at them, we're gonna fight them, we're gonna whatever, right? So then, bro, first 5 minutes, they go up 2-0, and honestly, like I didn't even watch the first couple minutes of the game, which was crazy, right? Because I was like, all right, like it's just the first couple minutes, I gotta go to the washroom and shit, right? But I turn on the game, it's already 2-0. I'm like, bro, what the hell? Like, we were just talking shit on Twitter, you know? Like, we didn't actually mean it. Like, damn, what's going on?
Yeah, even me, because well, I was watching the Arsenal game, and well, Arsenal conceded in the first minute, and then Man United like a minute later conceded as well. So I'm just down. I'm like, okay, so they're both
Yeah, like having a competition as to who could be
the shittiest
like
because I like yeah
shittiest or like asleep the most.
because I get like basically in the span of 5 minutes I get notified twice. Oh, they're like down 2-0, and I'm like, what the fuck? Now in my head, because it was only the fifth minute, I was like, yeah, well, they could probably still win this. And then like yeah, well, Ericsson got one back at like the 17th minute, so it's still like very early in the game, and then they equalized like very early in the second half, I believe. So I mean, yeah, no, I'm not surprised that ended up winning that, to be honest. But like, if I'm a United fan, I'm kind of worried, man, because like I told you, like they can't really have like too many excuses for Ten Hag. The dude spent like since he came, he spent what 450 million or some shit.
Yeah.
Like his talent, like his spawning of talent is very ass because every player that they've been linked to, have bought, whatever, has been a player that like was either at Ajax, was in the Dutch league, or knows Ten Hag personally. Blah blah blah. It's like I don't know.
Well, that's what it is, right? So you had obviously Anthony, which was definitely a Ten Hag signing.
Yeah,
Um,
Onana.
Onana, right? But then you also have he was going after De Jong for a while, which obviously didn't
Yeah.
work out for him.
Ericsson was at Ajax and in the Eredivisie. He knows
Yeah,
Ericsson because he played at Ajax as well.
100%.
Yeah, well,
And then was who was
last year the left back
who was
he was at,
Martinez with before?
he was at
Yeah,
Ajax.
he was at Ajax, right? Yeah, exactly. See,
Yeah.
so like a lot. Okay, but like to be fair to Martinez, I mean, he like last season he was very very good for what we expected him to be. However, this
Yeah.
season I think that he started off very shaky.
Well, he did have that injury at the end of last season
Yeah,
that kept him out for like the rest of the season. So I
yeah.
mean,
So maybe he's
maybe
just like
it's
trying to get back. Do you think?
yeah, maybe, but like Man United, I'd be worried honestly. Like their team to me is like it's so badly built
Hmm.
because their left back right now is gonna be Malacia, who I think is actually injured as well, along with Shaw. So the next game against Arsenal, they're gonna be playing with either their backup left back or a reserve left back.
Oh shit, that's their next game.
Um, yeah, next game next week,
Oh,
Arsenal.
on Sunday. Oh, that's a big game, yo. We should actually
Watch along,
watch along. Let's go next Sunday. Watch along. Yeah, what time is it?
11:30.
Oh, perfect. All right, guys. Next Sunday, 11:30 a.m.
Uh,
EST. Man United versus Arsenal. Watch along.
their
Let's go.
their defense is not convincing at all.
Mm.
Because like even like Varane went off at halftime yesterday. And I don't know if that was injury or because of tactical. I don't think it'd be tactical. Because why would you take off your best center back?
100%.
But I didn't actually check if that was injury or not. So who
Mm.
knows
I
what
haven't I
happened?
haven't heard reports,
Yeah,
so maybe.
Martinez has been shaky, and then their right backs don't convince me either. And then their midfield, like midfield of well Ericsson, it's gonna be Ericsson, Bruno, and Casemiro. Like for me, it's like no man. Like there's no
Well,
defensive
I mean,
depth.
at least obviously, like at least you could see the midfield was doing more than what they were doing with Mount out there with
Yeah,
Bruno.
but
Like you know what I'm saying? It's not saying it wasn't saying much, obviously.
that's not hard to do. Yeah.
Yeah. However, what's it called? Yeah, like there's obviously a lot of problems for them to work out, and the worst part is that just like Chelsea, it's a team that spent a lot of money, and I'm looking for where the money is spent. Like you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? When you see Chelsea
Yeah,
starting
I,
11, for
I
example.
don't I don't feel like they spent it because well no they haven't spent as much as Chelsea, but the thing is like what I find dumb with United is that they spent 450 500 mil on like 5 or 6 different players when they could have just they could have spent that money like more wiser because they paid damn near 100 mil for Anthony. They paid 70 or 80 million for Hoyland, who hasn't even touched the field yet.
Yeah.
Casemiro at 70 million was I'm not gonna say it was a bad buy. That was a good buy. Martinez is a good buy.
Hmm.
Then who else? Onana's good, but then Mason Mount, like I don't like I don't know, man. Like a lot of the money they've spent to me is like they should have spent it on a right back. They should have spent it on, in my opinion, a midfielder, but not a Mason Mount. They should have spent it maybe on Aramba instead. And they should have gotten a better striker and a better right winger. Because they got a striker who's injury prone, and even with him, because now their striking options are two injury prone players who are Hoyland and Martial.
Yeah.
And if not them, then you'd have to put Rashford up there, which sacrifices your left wing. And Rashford, when he's a striker, is fucking terrible.
Hmm.
Like I don't know, like to me the money's been spent weirdly. Next week against Arsenal, I see them losing, but the issue is that we'll get onto that now actually.
Yeah. So okay. So anyway, like just to conclude, the United win over Nottingham Forest. It was a nail biter for them, but they did pull it through. But moving on now, Arsenal Fulham. Let's obviously you're the Arsenal fan, so tell us what your initial thoughts of the game were.
Oh, it pissed me off because Arsenal this season have not like keep in mind I did not watch the Nottingham Forest game, so I can't speak on that. I know that we won, but I didn't watch it. Crystal Palace and yesterday, bro, we're, like these are three teams that we should have gotten 9 points out of 9 from. We barely got a win against Crystal Palace, and we scraped the draw yesterday. And the thing that's annoying me is that, bro, this whole thing, and I talked about this on TikTok yesterday. And I don't want people to think I'm like scapegoating or nothing, but to me, this is because of Kai Havertz. Because Mikel Arteta, to me, this is gonna be a sign that's gonna make or break him because he paid 65 million for him, so he doesn't have a choice but to play
Start
him.
him, yeah,
No
literally.
one forced him to buy that player. That's why I don't get. No one forced you to buy this player. You bought him. He doesn't fit the system. You're having to basically accommodate him by switching up everything that worked last year. For example, the or what's his name? Our defense is looking dumb because you're playing Thomas Partey as a right back, which like why? You're playing Tom Yasu before he got suspended. You're playing him as a left